All aboard!
The Graeme and Joe Show.
Bang! Now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Graeme and Joe Show, episode 7. 7. Flying them.
Lucky number 7, Joe.
This is the one. This is where it all comes together.
This one's just going to
take off
through the roof.
Come
and
in.
All our 8 subscribers are going to share the whole kit and caboodle, and we'll be laughing.
In the future, when they're going, I was in that first 8. I was one of the people.
Yeah, they were there on the ground floor.
Yeah, it's like Bitcoin. The people who bought Bitcoin at like 1 cent, and they're like, I'm a trillionaire. You know what I mean? They're going to be entertainment trillionaires.
Sometimes I wake up.
We're the Bitcoin of podcasts.
Like nightmares that I didn't get on Bitcoin when it first came out. I'm just why didn't I? I should have.
You only heard about it last week, and now you're regretting.
I just want to be rich. I really want more money now.
You want
more than ever?
Oh, really?
More than ever.
Because you've always wanted a little bit.
I've always wanted a little bit, just to get by, but now I want loads.
It seems to be what everyone's going for these days. And it seems to be other people are just finding it everywhere. Some guy, because that's the thing, the guy who set up one of these other ones, Ethereum. It's hit, everyone's like, it hit $3,000 for the first time, but he created the thing 6 years ago, and now he's a billionaire. And this guy is hilarious.
What is Ethereum?
Ethereum.
What the hell is that?
It's another type of cryptocurrency.
Get out of town.
But it is the one that all those NFT things we're talking about.
Non-fungible tokens.
Exactly. It's instead of it just being a Bitcoin money thing that you can trade, it itself is this blockchain thing that you can build other things on top of. So all those NFTs are done on Ethereum, if that makes sense. So
absolutely,
it's more I don't know. I literally
everything you say is making all the sense to me.
I just regurgitate things I read as if I know anything about them. I'm going, yes, it's this thing. I know now because I read a thing that said that.
Yeah,
but he's funny. His name is Vitaly Buterin or something. He's some, and he looks if you had to come.
Is he a Russian?
I think so, or that neck of the woods. But he looks if you had to create for a movie a guy you think would create some bizarre weird computer money, this is the guy. He's this super skinny little nerd, and he talks it like a Russian accent really high, and he kind of goes, hello, we are welcoming to money time. I would like to create the future of finance. And he's bizarre but good. I'm glad when someone is who you think they would be.
Yeah, I wonder what's he spend his money on, or is he just
not much? They all dress in black and they're all skinny and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know, but you can't take it out. That's the thing. It's one of these things of I don't think any of them are cashing it out and going and getting yachts or Lamborghinis and stuff. They're all just sitting there watching it, going, "Oh, now it's worth this."
It's such a waste.
It is a waste. Because the second someone starts pulling it out, it might dip, and then who knows?
Yeah,
but we'll get on. We'll get you rich, Graeme. Don't you worry.
Soon.
It's the billionaire thing, though, because there's billionaires everywhere these days.
I don't want to be a billionaire.
No. What would you be happy with?
$500,000.
Cool $500,000.
Cool $500,000. Get clear the mortgage.
That's not much to ask.
And have a nice car.
Yeah.
And have a nice holiday home over in Spain somewhere. Or even have a nice caravan down in Wexford somewhere or something. Or a mobile home, man.
One or the other.
No, but I could afford all these things with $500,000.
Of course you could. You afford it with less. So
and then you could still have your day-to-day job. I wouldn't want to not have to work for the rest of my life.
What would you do with yourself?
Exactly.
I hate people like that. I would never run out of things to do if I had enough money to not work. People used to always say that, oh, I'd hate that. You'd be so bored. I'd be you've no imagination. If you had loads of money and just every day is free, do whatever you want.
I just want to set a good example for the kids. I don't
but
want to be a guy who just goes around and has loads of money and the kids just look at me going, he doesn't have to work. We don't have to work.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's what happens, though. That's the only thing. If you have loads of money, your children are all already ruined. They're all insane dopes. You can't do it in 4. It's true. That's what they used to say.
Just cut them off. Cut ties with them.
Well, yeah. Give them a little bit. There was a Bob Dylan lyric. He said, "I'm helpless like a rich man's child."
Okay.
It's true. So you're doing actually your children a favour. You're being a great father by letting them see you struggle,
penniless, really struggle. Like just
they're going to learn a lot from you and go. They might go on to be rich and then look after you. That's what
we don't want to be like him.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. We got to go. This is not where I want to be.
I don't ever want to be like him.
Yeah, you just got to.
If you go up, you can end up like your father. Me,
dude. You just go. You want to end up like this? You want to end up like me?
Look at this.
Dressed up like a clown, dancing around for pennies.
doing podcasts for free.
Look, this is just an hour well spent. But yeah, exactly. They're going to watch these back. This is going to motivate them. They hit about 18.
Oh yeah,
they'll be our biggest fans.
I'll start showing them this once they start secondary school. I think it's a good time to show them these videos,
and they will just be like, they'll use it every time they feel like dossing off and doing nothing with their mates and their friends. Like, hey, guy, you want to come get high in the park? They'll just watch us go.
You should be like,
no, I don't.
Come over here, guys, and let me show you episode 7 of the Graeme and Joe show.
This is what you need. They're gonna just be little entrepreneurs. They're gonna just work.
Yeah,
they're gonna work it, girl.
But like I looked in the mirror the other day, Joe, and I didn't like what I saw.
Why did you do that?
I didn't like what I saw, man.
I'm giving it up.
Getting old. Yeah. Putting on weight. Getting grey hair.
Yeah.
Like my back is sore every morning when I wake up. I'm just like,
you're gonna have to do.
I'm literally everything that they said was going to happen has started to happen.
Oh no!
And I'm just like there going, I'm 40 in November.
Yeah, well,
and I looked at myself and I was like, holy shit! I stood on the weighing scales the other day, man, and I was like, holy shit!
What did it say? Did it just go fuck?
It said, get off, you fat bastard! Oh man! And I was like, literally, wow. And then I was thinking to myself, right, this is it. It's time to get up.
This is the
I'm gonna go exercise. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna eat the right foods.
Turn it all around.
I'm gonna do this and on that. And
how long did that last?
It didn't. It really, like, it's so hard to get motivated to do anything with that when you haven't done it.
Well,
in like a year and a half.
As you say, all the things they said are coming true, and we're like, oh no, what else is going to come true? Literally everything.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted to be successful,
I turn it into my dad, like, as we all will.
Oh,
where it's like, the music nowadays is shit. Yeah. It's just noise.
Well, I like a bit of that. I like giving out about what people are wearing today. I like giving out about the guys with the short trousers.
Yeah, but everybody should give out about that, man.
That's good.
A joke.
They're so funny. Little
3/4 length trousers, man.
Little ankles out. When did everyone start getting their ankles out?
Wearing no socks and your shoes get real smelly real quick.
Oh, they wear those little socks, which is worse. The little tiny socks.
Little anklets.
Just come up.
Yeah.
Everyone's like a little Victorian little lady now. Have you seen my ankles? Oh, cheeky.
Fashion has gone to the dogs.
It has. But it's
like, I've never been big on fashion now, to be honest. You know, I'm more of a tracky bottom kind of.
As you say, we can
tracky bottom hoodie kind of guy.
You just wait for it to come back around. That's the trick you got to do.
Oh, it's coming.
It's going to come back around. The mid-90s style
swings and
you've been hanging on to for the past 25 years.
Oh yeah.
That's going to come back. Ocean colour scene is going to come back. You're going to get your little hats on. You're going to be king of the walk again.
I'll be cool, man.
You will be cool.
I will be cool
it's
again.
It's going to happen.
Old and cool,
yeah, which is always a good combination, isn't it?
I think so.
That old guy at the party hanging around.
Look at Richard Gere. He's old and cool.
He is actually still pretty cool, I'd say.
Harrison Ford.
Well,
so old and so cool.
He is so cool. He's got a little earring though. He has a few weird things.
Yeah, but earring's alright, isn't it?
It's alright.
Does that not make him even more cool?
He kind of got it when he was like 60 or something. He is cool. He's just funny. Apparently he's like a huge stoner. He's like a king of the stoners. But that's why he's always so like, I don't know. Do you know when he's on chat shows?
I'm stoned right now.
Yeah, he's on chat shows. He's always like rubbing the arms of the couch and going, maybe. I don't really like Star Wars. Or whatever he's always giving out about the stuff he's in. Although they're making another Indiana Jones movie. And I think it's going to be...
no.
Yeah. It's going to be rough. And they were supposed to make it like for years.
With him in it?
Oh, yeah, of course. So like it's gonna be like the last one that was terrible and he was too old was like 10 years ago now, more maybe.
Oh my god!
It's gonna
the skull or something.
It was so bad, and the other three were so good. It's like one of the few things where like, great, just you did it, you ended them perfectly. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
And now
no, they won't.
So I just don't know how they can do it because they don't want anyone else to play it, which I understand because they had that thing with Shia LaBeouf being like his son. I think they were like leaning into that, and that was terrible. But it's a different director. Steven Spielberg was supposed to do it for years, and then they were not doing it, so he dropped out, which is weird as well. And it's some other guy who was a good director.
Who did they
They
get?
called James Mangold.
James Mangold.
I know. That's it. You
Jimmy
say like that.
Mangold. You can't go wrong with that.
You can't. He did that. What was it called? Logan film, and he did.
Oh, Logan was amazing.
Ford v Ferrari was his last one. Did you see that?
Great
It was really
flick.
good. Yeah, no, he's a really good, like,
Yeah.
old school kind of filmmaker, and he made loads of other films that were very good.
Well,
But-
with James Mangold on board, I am really looking forward to the new.
But also with like 79-year-old Harrison or whatever,
Yeah.
however old he's going to be. If they play into it and he's just not, but if they haven't, like, if it's all CG
What
again,
with a Zimmer frame going
Yeah.
through the desert?
just
Oh,
what can it be?
I'm tired.
God, I can't believe no one
Where's-
else can chase this artifact. You
Where's
sure?
this chalice?
Exactly. It just feels like
Oh, I can barely see.
walking in, some loads of Nazis are still going, oh God,
More
where's this?
Nazis. There are Nazis still here.
It's 1985. You guys haven't learned a lesson yet.
Once they don't use that technology to make them look younger or something like that as well,
that's
man,
terrible.
break your heart.
But then they'll end up with that thing of the Irishman. Remember that? Did you watch that in the end?
I didn't watch it.
No,
it was
no,
way too long.
it was pretty long.
It's like, it's just when somebody says to me anything over 3 hours.
3 hours seems,
Like I'll never watch
yeah.
the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League.
No, well, you don't
And I will
have
never
to.
watch The Irishman.
You could break them up and imagine it's like a streaming series. But yeah, no, it's something about someone saying a film is 3 hours long. You're like, what? How did you do that? But what I'm saying, oh yeah, The Irishman, they had a famous bit in it, which does look hilarious because they make them all look young, and they have like Robert De Niro when he's supposed to be a bit younger. He's supposed to be maybe in his 30s or 40s. Like beating down the shopkeeper, like kind of Goodfellas style, but it's just hilarious looking because he kind of comes in and grabs the guy, but he's obviously so old, and the guy's trying to work with it, so the guy's like, oh, and like getting thrown on the floor, and then he's going and doing these like little tippy tap old man trying to keep his balance as he swings his foot, and you're like, okay, this is.
Yeah.
You made his face look young, but the rest of
Surely
him.
they could have just put a younger man in there to do the stunts.
That's what someone
and
said.
put his face
Oh yeah,
on it
as
because they're
some, man.
doing a face on a face anyway.
Or just young act. Remember they used to put a younger actor in and go, hey, because Robert De Niro got his
Played
start.
Marlon Brando,
Yeah, playing the young
basically.
version. So they're like, no more jobs for anyone. I'm playing everything. It could be
Yeah.
106. Someone doing.
They got to show off their new gimmicks,
just
their new toys,
the bleeding technology.
de-aging technology.
I wonder if that'll be the way though. It'll be like depressing in the future. It'll be like 30 years away, and it'll just be. Because I always remember there was a comic book I saw. I think it was like a Judge Dredd thing or something when I was young, and there was a thing of these guys, bounty hunters, going to kill this guy who was like a big movie star, big handsome kind of guy, and they finally found him and got him, and then they went into the place, but then it was all like future, but it was all like green screen technology, and they came up to the guy, and it was actually just this little nerdy weird guy in like a suit. He was like wearing a green screen thing, and I was like, maybe that's what it'll be like. It'll just be, you won't have to find a person. It'll just be like, because even loads of animation now, I've noticed kind of Pixar stuff and things, they use like motion capture. They don't really draw it. They literally get a person to act it out,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just draw over it. It's weird, brah. Totally fucking weird.
Yeah.
Man. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, who knows? Harrison Ford, don't do it. He will do it, but
Oh yeah, big
God
bag,
damn it,
truckload
God.
of money.
Yeah, but this is it. They just keep doing the Krusty Clown trick.
Yeah.
And well, apparently when he did the Han Solo in the new Star Wars, they paid him obviously like a truck of money.
Yeah.
But his one condition was that they had to kill him in it, so that he couldn't do it again. But
He's
that
never
was the
coming
rule.
back.
Yeah, he was like, "You gotta kill me. I want someone to stab me through the heart in front of everybody. There's no way. I don't want none of this Star Wars mumbo jumbo.
I wish I was dead.
I don't want to be the Force. I don't want to come back as a ghost. I want to be thrown in a hole." And that's it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
To be able to put that in your contract.
I know.
Kill me off and no
Just
more.
they
Never
don't-
ring
they
me
won't
again.
do it. But he must be funny because he was in Blade Runner again. With his kind of a shitty sequel to that, and
I thought it was. I heard it was
no,
good.
it was good. It was a really good film.
Looked
it was
amazing.
Too long, and it kind of
3 hours.
like 2 hour 45 or something stupid, and like
Won't see that one now as well.
it did too much of the first. They kind of did all the stuff with the boring bits of the first one. Like it was all, I don't know. And I won't moan about it too much, but yeah, just do.
I haven't seen Ryan Gosling in anything in a while.
I know.
Although we haven't seen anything in a while anyway.
Yeah.
I do like Ryan Gosling.
He's good.
I think he's the.
Apparently no one else does that. Well, that no one else does, but he's not very popular at the box office.
Oh really?
Yeah, for being as hipster, like everyone loves him as he is.
Yeah.
Someone was saying his films never are very like successful.
Crazy successful.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in that one. They made one about Neil Armstrong. First Man or something.
Yeah.
And it kind of was like, and it didn't really get nominated for awards. He's in something else. They're making some new action film for Netflix with him and Chris Evans, Captain America.
Cool.
And someone else. And it's the guys who did the Russo brothers. I don't know if you heard. Who were famous. They directed all the last Avengers movies, basically.
Okay.
But it's funny, they're like, we've technically directed the biggest films of all time, but like no one knows who they are and no one really cares. So they were famous more for like directing, like they directed those like Arrested Development and Community, like loads of sitcom like comedy stuff. They're really good at it, so that's why they're good at the wisecracking, I think. And they did like one of the Captain Americas, the one that everyone loved it first, and then they just kept doing the Avengers ones. They were delivering, but yeah, they're doing that. I think they produced a lot of things since. This will be the first thing they've directed. It's called The Grey Man or something. Some like
The Grey Man
spy thriller. Yeah.
Okay. I look forward to that.
Hopefully it's good. We never know.
Just get released into Netflix then.
Yeah. This is the way. It's the big dogs are coming to play now. Netflix is putting the money down, going, let's do some blockbusters.
Oh yeah, so they should.
Yeah.
How much money do they have at their disposal? Like enough to make
Apparently a lot.
Massive movies.
Yeah, TV shows, just endless stuff. Just keep churning. I think they're one of those weird like internet money things that it's like we don't know where the money is or who has it, but we got loads, so we're just gonna keep. It's the subscriber thing. Well, if they're making like €10
a month, isn't it?
€10 a month are different levels of. They have like 190.
I use the brother-in-law's.
Well, this is. They might start cracking down on that. They got like 190 million people around the world, I think.
Wow.
So if they're all paying basically €10 a month, so 190 million a month coming in.
Well, yeah, that'll take.
So I don't know how much their overheads are, the coffee machine and wages and things, but they do it. Yeah.
No, 1 billion. 1 billion 900, is it?
What? Members?
Oh no, 100. No, 19 million. You said.
190 million.
Yeah. So
that's not a billion.
$1,900,000 a month.
Oh, for a tenner, yeah. But at zero. There you go. Yeah. My mistake. I thought you said 1 billion people.
No.
It's like no. Yeah, $1 billion a month then. So,
yeah.
You can take a few loans out against that. You got coming in.
Happy days.
Make a few streaming shows, make a few things. We gotta get in that. They're obviously throwing money away.
How can we just get in
We're
there?
gonna get there. We just have to edge our
Hello,
way.
Netflix.
Hello, Netflix. It's me, Joe.
We have an idea. It's not great.
Have you ever heard of a comedy show where two white guys sit and talk nonsense for ages and just sort of mumble about pop culture? They're like, yes, it's every single show. Like, okay, you want another one then if they're popular. We need to do our own action spy film. We need to just tee up something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, big pitch that they can't ignore.
I'm going to come up with a pitch for next week.
They can't ignore. Do it. Okay, do it. Okay. You can blow our mind. We'll launch it to the world. And I'll pretend to be the Netflix guy, and you can pitch it to me.
Okay.
We can practice it. That's all you need.
I get very nervous in interview situations.
Great. How are we going to do it then?
I don't know. We'll practice.
Well, you come up with a pitch, and then we'll work on it. We spitball it. Just no wrong answers. One of those like free association things, and then
as soon as I answer, say no, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. No. We just I'll shepherd it. We'll mold it, and then it'll be undeniable. Because this thing, they just need new stuff. That's what someone was saying. Yeah, it's not like film studios and stuff where they have to like really make a good. They're like are very selective at what they make because they have to put loads of money in to promote it and stuff like that and find an audience. Whereas Netflix are just. We just don't want you to unsubscribe, so they just keep throwing shit on there. It just has to be one thing that you go, I watch that.
Yeah.
And we could be that one thing.
We could
be one thing. Someone goes, no. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's fine.
Oh, it's sick of flicking.
Yeah, well, exactly. But when people don't have the telly anymore, because there was a thing where, like, back when there were all the different streaming services come out and they revealed that, like, Friends and The Office and all those kind of shows were by far the most watched things. Mm-hmm. And people were like, oh, you gotta have these shows. Apparently everyone loves them. And I was like, I think eventually people figured out it's not that people were obsessed with them particularly, but people just wanted to leave the telly on in the background like you used to.
Yeah.
But when you have obviously streaming only, you can't just do that. So they'd find stuff like that you could just leave on.
Yeah.
So we could
easy watching.
Background watching.
Background.
We'd be the perfect background watching.
We would, wouldn't we?
Undemanding. That's it.
Yeah. Wisecracks.
Look up
having
once in a
crack.
while. You're on your phone mainly, texting. Every once in a while you look up and just, hey. They're like,
They're still here.
are you guys still going?
What are they talking
next
about now?
episode, next roll it. I think it's going to be good. Okay, do that. Come up with hit TV show.
Okay. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy slice of cheesy.
Cheesy Wheezy. I have one actually, an interesting story for once, because something exciting happened to me, Graeme.
What?
Last week for the first time in I don't know how long.
Oh,
Okay.
long
So
time.
picture this. Last Tuesday, not yesterday, the one
Tuesday before, yes.
driving along on a place called, of all things, the Ballyboggin Road.
The Ballyboggin
One of
Road.
those crazy Irish names that you're like, is this actually a real thing? But yeah, driving along, it's this normal road sweeping up. It's kind of an industrial estate on one side and a park on the other. Normal 2-lane road going this way, and then it opens out a bit wider and has bus lane the other way. I'm driving along, minding my own business. I'm kind of at the head of, like, it's kind of a queue of cars, like 2 or 3. They're a bit further behind me though. Driving along, the road kind of sweeps up and curves. Then, out of nowhere, as the saying goes, but literally, it happened so fast, I thought, I was like, I mustn't have been looking at the road. Generally, you just think you've looked away because all of a sudden it changes in front of you.
Yeah.
Coming back around the corner the other way, straight towards me, is a car with its winkers on. It's like black hatchback with the winkers on, absolutely booting. Comes around the corner so quick, in the same lane as me, straight towards me, that for a second I thought, I was like, shit, am I in the wrong lane? Because there was the bus lane there, so I thought, my brain just went, wait, you're in the wrong lane. And I went, oh no, I'm not. He's just driving in the wrong lane the other way.
Holy shit.
So then I go, this all happens in like a half a second, obviously. And then I was like, he's not, I thought he didn't swerve back in. It wasn't a mistake on his part. He just keeps coming. So I like swerve out of the way into the bus lane.
Yeah.
Flies by me. I'm looking in the rear view mirror. Other cars behind me all tuck in. Just keeps going straight down the road. And watch it go down about 100 yards behind me. And then all of a sudden just keep going straight. Not turn. He's not weaving or anything. It's not like some guy thinking he's a legend. And just goes and like, all I see, I didn't see what it was initially, but just goes and like straight and just smashes into whatever's straight behind. Like proper like Days of Thunder style thing. Literally in the rear view mirror is just this big like poof, and like all the smoke and dust come up, and I was like, oh my god. So I pulled in.
Did well to get out of the way.
Oh man, you wouldn't believe it. Rang the emergency services, and they eventually, I remember to dial 112 because you know when it's 999, you always like,
I
what's
never
going
would have
on?
remembered
I
that.
know, I was like, wait, it's not 9. Well, it is 999, but it's quicker. And then I tell them where I had to look in the map, see where I was and stuff, what the name of the road was. And then the guy's like, oh, he's like, could someone else call this? And I was like, yeah, potentially. It was pretty fucking ridiculous. There's a lot of people around. And then I'm trying to describe it, and then I'm trying to turn around. And he's like, oh yeah, actually, someone else called them in. There's whatever units on the way. So I turn around and go back down and pull in the car and get up and walk back down. And as I'm walking down, see all these other cars like smashed up, this van completely smashed up and stuff. And for the first second I thought it'd have been like a crazy head-on collision or something because it was so crazy.
Yeah.
But then as I got up, there was other people milling around, and I realised they were all parked cars. He just smashed into this line of parked cars. And then we got up there, and then his car was just all crumpled in the front, and I couldn't really see. But there was someone with them, and there's a few people standing around, other people who'd been behind me, and then some other young people who'd been driving behind him. We're all just kind of standing there completely dazed, and all the cars are trying to pick their way through. And I was talking to one of the other guys, and then the fire brigade showed up. Amazingly, they showed up so quickly. It was in like under 5 minutes, what it felt like. And they just cordoned off the road, and then they're running over to treat the guy. And one of the guys is like, oh, he's in a bad way in the car. Like, I didn't go and look. No one wants to see. All the airbags had gone off, but he'd been impacted on the passenger side, mainly.
Yeah.
So, but then they pull him out. I didn't see his face. It was like something out of a film. They kind of pulled him out and put him on a stretcher on the ground, and his head was just blocked by the car. And they cut his shirt up and stuff. But there was no visible injuries I saw. I don't know if his head was bleeding or something. They were working on him for a while, and then bundled him in and took him away. And then the guards came, so I just waited basically to give a statement because it had been so bizarre. And then the kind of chatting to the young fella been behind him, and he was kind of shaking as well. He said he'd been driving behind him to some other road up the thing, and it was like turned down onto this road. And he was like, oh yeah, I was driving behind him. And then he took the corner crazily wide, like really fast, with his winkers on, and then once he got straight, just sort of flew down and went straight all the way. So
What the
I
hell?
had it up on Twitter. It was on the Dublin Fire Brigade Twitter, You see, so last Tuesday, the Ballybuggan Road, you can see here, crews from Finsbury treated one patient following a high-impact RTC, which I'm guessing is road traffic collision.
Yes.
3 parked vehicles were struck by a car. The patient was treated by advanced paramedics and transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, which I am glad to hear.
Yes.
It was pretty... I don't know how he had non-life-threatening injuries.
Scary stuff, man.
But it was bizarre. It was completely the most strangest thing I've ever seen so far on the roads. Show the pictures there. That's his car.
Oh, man, mangled.
Mangled. Like, completely mangled. So that was the van he hit. So that was like facing the other way, and I think he hit it in the back and spun the whole thing around and like knocked 3 parked cars into each other there.
Were you shook, Joe?
I was a little shook. It was more just bonkers because I'd be interested to know what it was. I mean, what
one
it was
of those
all
times
about.
you look at it going, I could have died there.
Cool. Well, definitely. Well, you're blessed that it was no one else on the road, like either, because it's a park there, and there was loads afterwards. There was like people cycling by and just anything like that, or just coming out. And there's a couple there who's that grey car that got the van smashed into it, and they were standing there, and the guy was literally they just come back out of the park. Your mum was like, it's the first bleeding time I've ever parked there. And he was like, oh man, that's so annoying, I'm so sorry. And he was like, God, no, we literally could have been sitting in it, like could have come back 5 minutes ago. So it was so bizarre. The fact that no one else was hurt or no one else was driving that way. But I just want to know what the hell happened, what was going on. I need to investigate.
Can we come up with a scenario as to why he'd be like that?
Well, I don't know, but that's the thing.
The brakes stopped working.
But that's what it seemed like. It looked like a movie that someone, you know, when the brakes are cut and someone's like, oh my God. Although
some
I didn't
crazy
see his
guy
face.
who just had a crazy blazing row with his wife, went out on a
blazing
rampage.
row. It's either blazing row, pursuit,
Drugs.
drugs, or else, out of his head, or else someone like had a heart
Somebody
attack.
who's out of their head wouldn't have the blinkers on, I don't
But
think.
exactly. So everyone's like, oh, did he have a heart attack, or was he having a seizure or something? And did he just lose it?
Yeah.
Because he just drove pretty much straight. Because you know what I was saying? He drove straight. We all got out of his way, and he kind of went straight, and then he bounced off a curb, and then slammed into the parked cars, and ended up on the other side of the road. So I would like the guards to ring me. I don't know if you can just ring them and go, hey, what the hell ever happened with that thing? I saw what
I'm
happened.
sure they can. The guards are nice,
Private
very
business.
approachable people.
Just
They're not
giving out information.
There was an accident on the.
I was there.
I doubt they can give information
No,
like
they
that.
wouldn't.
But
it was so bizarre.
maybe we could. You could go up and pretend to be your man's brother or something.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Try and claim the car or something. There you go.
I'm the brother of the man who crashed. In the valley.
What's your name?
They're on to me. Run,
John. You know the what's it again?
Just say.
You try and draw out the syllable so that they're
You
looking
can't
at
go wrong with John Murphy, can you? I mean, most
you
people
actually
are
probably
John Murphy.
sail in with John Murphy,
and you'd be all right.
and then just maybe you could say, oh, and if he goes, well, we don't have anyone by that name, you're like, oh, it's my brother-in-law. The real name is. You try and bring it, and she's like Crebalorn? You're like Crebalorn.
Crebalorn,
That was
that's
the
it.
one. John Crebalorn. Oh no, his name's Phil. And you're like, oh God. But that was my road drama.
Mad. I don't like being an accidents man. It's a horrible
I've seen a
thing,
few
like,
driving around a lot now, and they make you go, oh Jesus, it could be anyone. It could be any one of us at any time.
So any accident I had was just in the car on my own, really, like no collision with anybody else, and I was just losing control, of the car that I'm probably driving too fast.
On some wet leaves or something.
Wet leaves, that's it.
Aquaplaning.
That's just to tell the folks anyway.
That's exactly. Wet leaves are like, it's July, Graeme.
Yeah.
I'm as surprised as you.
Yeah.
It's but this was definitely a bizarre. It was like seeing someone just like run screaming through a shopping centre and like run through a plate glass window or something. You're like,
What the hell is going on?
What was that about? Because if it was some young fella like joyriding or something, or trying to weave, and someone who thought he was being deadly and smashed into things, you go, okay, get that. Or being chased or something. But just scare everyone out there. At any moment a car could just drive towards you at full speed.
Well, that's the thing.
You got to be ready. You got to be ready to go. Reactions quick,
big time. But
there you go. That's my big
I did have an accident once on the M50 before, actually. That was like, I got sandwiched
Oh,
between
really?
two cars.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it was one of those like we were
Up the bomb and then into someone else.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, exactly. They banged me and pushed me into. Well, I made a car full of people because we were going bowling, and we got up to Tala. You know the Tala, where
Leisure-plex.
Yeah, Leisure-plex is, and they were like, no, we don't have any bowling alleys here free, but there is one up in Blanchardstown.
Oh, so you'd already gone there and you were going again?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a
So
little,
just, you know,
like a movie, like
series of events
or
that
something.
led to
How
us.
did we end up in this moment?
but it was mad. Because have you ever had an airbag blow up in your face?
I have not. I think they're pretty terrifying. Is it?
Jesus, man, yeah.
I've
I had a
heard
car
that.
full of, like, there was 5 of us in the car in a Micra. Little Nissan.
Should
my
you have
man's
had 5
Nissan.
people?
Yeah,
Okay,
3 in the back,
5.
2 in the front, all good. And
5, you mean 9.
but it was
right?
one of those, the traffic on the M50 is bad. You know when the M50 goes, it's going,
Yeah.
and then it can just stop all
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
sudden.
yeah,
So it was
yeah.
one of those. There was a fucking Merc in front of me, and then I was in the little Micra, and then a bloody big Volkswagen came up behind me. 2 German cars,
Just built to last.
and it was
Yeah.
like the whole back of the car and the front of the car just went.
Did they even notice they'd hit you, or were they? Was there a
smashed
dent
them
on the
with
front?
and the kids who hit us from the back,
Oh, it's
they
always
were
kids.
they were in a car that they weren't supposed to be in, and it was all like in their man's car or
When the
something that they
company
took it out.
learner
Yeah,
driver-
exactly. Yeah. But they smashed up, and then we couldn't. The airbag in the face and everything is just a blur. Then,
Yeah.
and you're,
But it's like getting
and then we
slapped.
couldn't open the doors because they were all wedged shut.
Yeah,
from being
the wings
like
crumpled.
Oh,
Well, that's the scary.
I had to
bit when you
crawl
can't
out the
get
windows like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
there. Oh, I'd never been more scared in my life, man. That was like
But
proper.
that's
You
the
thought
thing.
you were dead, and it's like, is everybody okay? It's oh god.
My girlfriend had a car accident like that as well. And it's the same thing where the car slid. There was a hole in the road. The wheel hit, and it was a crazy rainy morning. And then I think she had to steer out of the hole, and then aquaplaned and like spun all the way around, and the front hit a wall, and it went on its side. But she says that same thing. All the airbags went off. You don't know what's happened for a second, and then she was like trying to stand and push the car door up that she was like above her to get
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But the same thing, I think the wing had crumpled and it was pinned, but she just thought she couldn't do it. And then she was saying the really freaky thing was the airbag, when it goes off, there's a lot of dust in the air.
Yeah.
So she was just so stunned and shocked. She said she thought for a second that it was like smoke and the car was on fire and she couldn't get out, and just having those things of like,
Holy shit.
oh,
Man.
I can't believe this is happening.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
literally.
die.
And other people ran up, which obviously maybe happened very quickly, but it feels like forever. And then someone was looking in going, you alright? She's like, I think the car's on fire, I can't get out. And said it was the other person's face going, and then she was like, oh no. But then some nice man was like, get out the boot, get out. And they figured it out. But yeah, just very traumatic.
Yeah.
Kids,
Scary stuff.
M50 traffic. People always love to prepare for how busy that road is by driving right up your hole at
Yeah.
85 miles an hour, and you're like, this is great when everything's going fine, but as soon as it stops, so you just the shun from behind as well. You just
Yeah.
can't believe it.
Crazy stuff.
What do you do? That I always
I
think
got
that
home,
on
my
the
man
motorway.
was just like, here, she started pouring everybody whiskeys, like,
Yeah.
you know, because I had to wait for ages then to be picked up and all that sort of stuff.
How do you even get out in the motorway? Because it's so dangerous.
Oh,
trying
and
to-
then you feel bad because everybody's looking at you, and
Blocking
there's
everything.
just like there must be a million cars
Oh,
all the
man.
way back down to Bray,
Just, yeah.
from the Tala exit, like
you're
you know.
that guy. Were you in the outside lane? Like
on the fast lane.
Yeah, so you're really
So
blocking.
really
it up.
blocking everything, and you can just see everybody go
Their
by.
cars just keep
So
slamming into
pissed
the back
off.
like. Do you ever see those ones in America? Where
But
they
there
have,
was a
like,
knock-on effect of like hit me, then I hit the other car
Yeah.
got hit, and then it was like 5 cars.
That's the impulse at the back.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
But that's it. When you stopped, you're so close to each other that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one bang is like dominoes. Like
The 2-second gap was not being applied. People
No.
were leaving their 2-second rule.
I felt for the man, but at
Well,
the same
it's
time,
just-
it was like, how much money I get for whiplash? Bad boy.
at the same time, you're on the ground going,
My back!
No.
I can't feel my legs.
I think I'm blind. No. Throwing yourself in front of another guy.
No, I'm not one of those people, but
With me,
I'd be afraid that the people in front of me, or even the ones who barely got tapped at all,
yeah.
because like when it comes to insurance, man, it's literally, oh, I got hit up the arse. My back is sore.
Yeah.
Here's a doctor's note, and it's straight away. It's like they
People
write you a
do.
check for £8 grand.
Yeah. People,
crazy.
and people do take the piss. If you don't have it in you, you don't understand how someone could do it. But some people do just go, oh,
I'm gonna
excellent.
take them to
Yeah,
the
I'm going to
cleaners
do
now.
everything. As
horrible.
if it's like, it's
Because
really
then your
bad.
insurance is just
You're done forever, and it'll always be there, and they'll always go. The next company will be like,
that's one thing I can never understand about insurance. Like, you have this no claims bonus that, like, just don't make any claims ever. And you're like, what's the point of having
insurance?
One?
Exactly.
Like, if you can't make a claim without your insurance going through the roof, like,
that's the beauty of insurance.
It's heartbreaking, man. It's heartbreaking.
Like, we'll insure you, but you better not ever use
have an
this,
accident,
or we will make you pay for it forever.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Well, that was the thing here, where they used to make the real compo culture, and there was loads of it. People just claiming for everything and trying to find things and fake accidents and stuff. But and the factor was, like you're saying about the whiplash, there's like a set amount, no matter what. They just go, you get this much. But then when they kind of did a big investigation, they realised loads of the companies were just jacking up the prices anyway. So they jack up the price even if you don't do anything. If you stay with them longer and you just let your thing roll over. Apparently they have like loads of computers and people working on it. They literally study you and the type of person you are based on all the criteria to see how much you will take, like how much you'll bear. Like by putting the price up, they'll like put it up just enough so that they'll be rinsing you, but you won't go fuck off, like you completely crack and leave. So they literally study people to go, we could probably put an extra 200 quid in his one and see what he'll do. He won't go anywhere else, or he has, like you say, an accident, so no one else is going to do it from. So let's just keep ringing it up. They are pricks. That's how they do it.
Bloody insurance.
It's bad. You gotta have it, but they don't gotta give it to you.
Insurance.
Well, that says all you really need to know. For a gangster like that, an absolute mercenary.
Yeah.
But there's a thing, because I read there was a thing a few weeks ago of an accident, which was tragic. 2 men died, but they were driving. They weren't driving. Was the point? They were in one of those like Teslas, I think it was. You know, they drive themselves.
Yeah.
And it was an accident, but somewhere in America, obviously. But the thing was like, 2 men died in an automated driving car, and they were able to tell that like no one was in the driving seat at the time of the accident. And they were like, their 2 men's wives had said, they went off in the car together, and we heard them excitedly talking about the automatic driving feature just before they got in. But apparently the fire brigade took them ages to put it out because they're electric cars. There's something in the batteries that if it catches, it ignites the wrong way. It just gets so crazily hot. It's all crazy chemicals and elements that it was like on fire for like 4 hours.
Holy shit.
But the things, so I don't know. What do you think about those self-driving cars? And see, this is the...
Well, not much.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
That, Joe.
I was about to say, that's obviously a bit of like, not fake news, but presented news, because they tell you that and you're like, oh my God. But like, I'm sure like 500 people died in just regular traffic accidents that day, like with normal people.
But in saying that, if you're not going to be sitting and taking control of the car, like it's not like all the cars are automated drive. Yeah. So there's other people out there who aren't
responding and doing things.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this one just drove off the wall. It was doing like 100 and just went around the corner and kind of went off the edge or something.
What?
But this is what computers. Do you know when your computer breaks or your phone doesn't work?
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen with like.
But it shouldn't happen.
Self-driving
like
cars.
If it's in a new car. A new car, like it should last a while
so
before it drives you off the side of a cliff.
If the odd people get an iPhone and it just doesn't work, and you're like, "This is brand new," and the guy's like, "Well,
there's no way I'd be trusting a car. Like,
I
no
wouldn't either.
way would I jump into a car, jump in the back seat, and just go, bring me to work,
bring me home, like beep 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 beep.
No
it just
chance.
Takes off.
Not for at least another 10 years.
But even then, I'd be like hanging over the wheel, because you can sit there and let it do it, but to get really cocky, because there was ones where people had crashed in them or like knocked other people down, and it was like at the time the guy was watching Harry Potter on his iPad or something. You're like, come on, at least do it and let it watch. But
you can't. No, the roads are too unpredictable for that sort of stuff, man. No way.
I don't think you factor in, like, that's the thing with AI. They always talk
animals,
about you're going to do
people,
weird
other
behavior,
cars, motorbikes,
but
bikes,
the sense you're not
trams,
recognizing something like
mental.
Because you know, if a person makes a mistake, and like that guy, it was so bizarre, but most people make mistakes, if they notice, they're trying to stop. You know what I mean? Most accidents are terrible, but they're like, it's from a human error, or there's lots of near misses basically. But if a computer makes a mistake, it doesn't really know it's made a mistake, so like it'll just drive you into a wall at like 100 miles an hour going, there's supposed to be a road here.
Yeah.
I wonder if
like when sat-nav brings you the wrong way.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly, and just like keeps going into the sea.
Turn right. What, into the river?
Into the river. Yes, the river, Bob. Door's locked. You're like, no.
There's our movie.
There you go. Sat nav.
A horror
about
about
a
a haunted
self-driving
car.
There you go. A haunted car? I thought it was like a computer car.
Yeah, a computer that's haunted.
So it's not only an AI gone wrong, it's a ghost.
Ghost
In the AI.
Yes.
Oh, ghost AI? So it's a ghost of an AI that's died and come back.
The AI died. The AI died in the
And
Tesla
possessed
car
a
and came
new
back.
AI. Or he possessed a normal car? Okay, we're going to work out some wrinkles in this.
Well, what's the name of the
ghost-
computer? You know the way it's an Alexa? And
Yeah.
a Tesla, is it like
I don't think it's called anything. I think it's
Like,
called the Tesla.
Sophia? Take me home.
Yeah. Take
And
me
I'd be like,
home, Tesla.
this isn't Sophia.
Nothing, boss.
Sophia, you sound a little strange tonight.
Oh, it's because I,
Let's
take the scenic route.
That's a good line. Yeah, we used that in the trailer.
No! I do like that whole, like,
The doors going down. Yeah. But that could happen, because that's what's going to happen with if cars all end up like connected to the internet, which loads of them are. People will be able to hack your car
oh yeah.
and like turn it off, because that's the thing they're saying they can do it now in America, because like whenever like
People playing, like,
yeah, like
playing like Grand Theft Auto at home with real cars.
there will be some little 8-year-old just like what are you doing in there, Bob? Nothing. Just like taking humans. Yeah. Because in America, where they like a lot of people lease cars, they all do that. They all have big fancy cars they don't own. They basically rent. They have things. If you get behind in your bills, there's things they can just like turn the car off, so you can't move it or use it, so it can be repossessed.
Okay.
So, but if they can do that when you're in the wrong, who's to say they can do it when you're not in the wrong and they just want to turn your car off? Or control it, do whatever they want.
That's it. It's you don't have enough control over stuff
You
anymore.
don't.
I don't like it. We should go back.
Got to go back to
a time when
horses.
people
no one's
couldn't hack
stealing
you.
your horse. People can hack you. Yeah, it's nice when people can hack you. Who's hacking us though? No one's wanting even to hack us.
A friend of mine got hacked the other day.
Did he?
And it was held for ransom.
What?
Basically.
What did they hack?
She has an Instagram account for her job,
Oh no.
and it was like they sent
They
an
lock
email
it
or something to her,
Yeah.
and it looked like real legit from Instagram kind of
Oh.
email. And as soon as she clicked on it,
We're now in control.
yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
sent her an email saying, if you don't give us this amount of money, we're going to delete everything. And she was like, no.
Oh, that's the big. Well, do not negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, so
well done.
She just had to set up a new account, but it took all her.
All your
all the
followers,
stuff that she had,
all
on
your
it.
things.
So I think she got she set up the new account and it came back pretty quickly, but she lost all her videos and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. The content that she had on it is all gone.
Well,
And
see, that's the thing with everything. Everyone puts everything online now, and it's great. It's so cheap and easy and free, and everyone can find it. It's so cool. But yeah, it can just be turned off.
It's
like a
crazy.
switch, like, and all your work is just toast.
how can you even secure that? Like, it's
Yes, or from the company itself. Instagram goes,
yeah, exactly. They're like,
delete. We don't like this anymore. Yeah, but that's a big thing. That fake email. That's a big business thing they do of like. Yeah, sending an email that looks like it came from inside the building.
yeah.
They do that for big companies like payroll and invoices, like send like things, and people send like 10 grand or millions probably people have sent just to fake accounts. So they change like a tiny detail in the address or something, so at a glance you don't look like it. But we got to get in that game as well.
No, me and computers don't get
Well,
on.
that's
There's
true.
no chance they'll be hacking anything.
Computers have really made the scammers' life easier. I was thinking of, do you know when you get all those like Nigerian prince emails, whatever the version of it is these days. Someone else said they got one in work, and it was like a thing saying, "Hello, I do like security or online thing for so and so company. We've been looking at your stuff," and it basically was a blackmail thing saying like, "We have to look at everything you looked at online." Whoa, you've been looking at some crazy videos, man. Basically, kind of thing. We've looked at all the worst stuff in hardcore pornography. I've made a list of all the worst perverts, and you were top of the list. You didn't have to watch its terrible videos, like all this sort of stuff.
The hell?
Just trying to like get some poor guy who's like, oh no,
Freaking out. Yeah, but
And it
they'll
was
get
like-
people like that.
But that's
man.
the thing, and it was like,
Oh.
oh, we have all your
I know.
social.
If I had seen that, man, I would be like, just taking, how much do you need? I'd empty my bank account. Nobody needs to know what I've seen.
Nobody needs to know what I've seen. Yeah, it was like we've skimmed all your social media accounts and email. We're going to send it to everybody unless you whatever blah blah blah.
Man.
But that's because back in the old days of a con, you'd have to con one person at a time and you'd have to go up to them. But now Like you could send
Just- yeah.
10,000 emails in a second without pushing the button.
Easy.
I'd say one. All you need is one dope going. Ah!
Yeah.
And then you're like, we're going to keep getting this guy because he's
Yeah,
really
yeah. What else can we get him with this week?
let's hammer this per sucker because maybe he has been looking at bad stuff, but it's a terrible world, a high-tech world.
Yeah.
The cars, self-driving cars, we don't need them.
No, we don't, because I enjoy driving
They'll drive,
myself.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
enjoy the art of driving.
Exactly, the craft, the beauty, the elegant pursuit of flow of
just driving
moving
those
along.
windy back roads, or by the sea.
couple of
all that
beers.
sort of couple of beers.
just closing your eyes and taking your head
Blazing it
up. Just seeing what happens, man. Just letting the wind go. But that's what people want them for. They also with self-driving. People want to get sauced. Take me home from the pub, especially in America. Because America,
Well, that's a
so
different
much
thing,
drink
because
driving.
they have to
all
drive
live
so far to get
away
to
from
pubs.
everything. Yeah, and they're all just drink driving all the time. Apparently, just like getting away with it. But yeah, they're trying to push all this stuff we don't really need.
No.
They're all like, it'll save traffic. It'll be more efficient. You're like, I don't think it will.
No,
I think
we don't need it. We don't need it.
Would you
Although
feel-
the only thing is better for the environment, not the self-driving part, the whole electric part.
they are.
And that'll kind of come hand in hand.
Well, that's
Once you have
gonna
electric,
happen.
you get
Yeah.
self-driving.
Although apparently I was reading again about that, as everything is, the like electric cars, like now, if you bought like a brand new electric car, it'll save you loads of money, but it costs like so much carbon footprint to make that car.
Okay.
It's so crazy.
And the batteries are impossible to...
and it's been that it'll like will never like be efficient. Like it'll never pay its own thing back. So like
Right.
if you had like a really old like petrol car, it's far better just to keep that going.
Okay.
But like people who are like buying brand new cars to be like, I'm helping the environment. I just spent $100,000 on a new Tesla. You're like,
No,
that's not very. I don't think that's very. So it's mainly kind of richos who want to feel good, which is like everything. in the world.
Richos.
Richos.
Is that what you're calling
That's
people
the
with loads
new-
of money now?
Yeah, richos.
Yeah, you're such a richo.
He's a little richo. He's just a little richo. But they do, yeah. And the electric cars, they don't make a noise as well. Do you ever have one of them like
Yeah, man.
sneak up on you?
Sneak up on you.
I heard one today. It was funny, and I don't know if they added the noise in. It was like a brand, like a 2000 or 201, whatever the thing is, Volkswagen. But it was making a noise. It must have been you could choose this feature.
Okay.
And it literally sounded like something out of like Demolition Man. It was like, oh. I was like, what the hell? This is so funny. I don't know what's coming first. Are the cars like... Or is
The future is now, Joe.
Is the future catching up, or
We're
we just
living in a world where we hear the noises that we heard in movies and sci-fis happening now.
in real life?
Yeah.
But are we only hearing them because people are like, this is what it's supposed to sound like in the movies? I guess so. Like the movies are actually dictating.
Yeah.
Someone said that about apparently the old Star Trek. Loads of the guys who were really into that when they were younger. Like the guy who set up Nokia was really into it. So like that was his idea, was the come in, like beam me up Scotty, with the mobile thing, and the guy who invented the automatic sliding door and stuff, like so all the weird gimmicks that they just made up in that kind of inspired actual high-tech technology. So maybe it'll be the same way again.
But I wonder what lasers are going to sound like.
Definitely.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kind of thing.
Saving the lightsabers. Powerful lasers.
But self-driving cars. I don't think. Would you rather, if you were hit and killed in an accident, would you rather it was a person or a self-driving car?
Oh, sure.
You'd have to be killed. So
I'd hope it was a person, so that when I'm dying on the road,
Yeah,
I
you
could
have
just
to
go,
blame.
it was your fault.
If that's a big part of it, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna haunt you.
You're gonna come back in your
Yeah,
AI.
and that's when the haunted car comes
Okay.
in. Boom.
It's revenge ghost.
Yeah.
Revenge ghost.
Revenge ghost electric car.
Revenge ghost electric car. So like maybe there's been another Revenge Ghost movie, and you were in like a
Something else.
like a house or something. Revenge Ghost house.
Like a haunted toaster.
Yeah. Revenge Ghost haunted toaster. Revenge Ghost 2 electric car.
Electric car. No, it's not great. It's a work in progress.
We're getting there. Netflix.
definitely.
Look out, Netflix.
Just
They're coming
spitballing,
for
like
you.
you said.
This is the way.
No
wrong answers.
wrong ideas.
No wrong ideas. They all work except that one.
Some
Electric
bad- some
toaster,
bad ones.
haunted toaster.
Some bad ones.
That's in the
just not
maybe.
wrong.
But because that's the thing I was saying about rich people. All these billionaires now that are running the world. Yeah, the richos. I call them the richos, right? But they're all ridiculous, and they're all doing whatever they want. Like Elon Musk is on Saturday Night Live, apparently.
Yeah, saw that.
And everyone's losing their mind.
But that's not him
so much.
I don't think that's his fault, though. That's them approaching him. To be honest,
completely. They're like looking for the ratings, obviously, because they're like, Jesus, no one's watching anything since Trump is gone. No one cares about anything. So, yeah, I didn't realize so many people didn't like him. Like, I can understand he's a bit of a bro, and he sort of loves the attention, obviously, but it is funny that he's on it. You're like, what?
He's not a comedian. He's not an actor. He has nothing to do with any sort of arty entertainment stuff.
And he's supposed to be like putting people on Mars. You're like, don't you have other things to do than spend a week coming up with sketches?
He must be a busy man.
New York. Yeah, he has like 9 companies and 8 kids or something like that.
I don't think any of the cast were happy with it anyway.
They all say they're probably like excited in real life and then like tweeting out nonsense behind. But it's funny that because he has to spend the whole week with them and they don't know no one's going to like him. Are they going to come up with bad sketches to try?
But maybe they'll like once they see that he's a charming man.
He's is he though?
I don't know him.
He's not.
I really don't know him at all.
He's all right. I wouldn't say charming. He's odd. But he wants to be cool. Like, he's kind of a weird... But that's the thing. He's a billionaire businessman trying to be like a pop star.
They need to just put in a clip of him showing the bulletproof... remember the car he made? Throwing the brick at the bulletproof windows. And the brick goes straight through
That's funny. See,
that's gold, man.
And he's the guy saying, hey, here's a self-driving car. It should be fine. You're like, will it be fine, Elon?
There needs to be sketches like that.
Hopefully there will be. But he's a billionaire running businesses, rockets, self-driving cars, putting people on Mars. Why do you want to be on telly?
Listen, he loves SNL. He's always been a fan and he wants to be on it.
Ever since growing up in South Africa, I've always watched SNL skits and I've really got me through some rough times in my life. Since I'm going to Mars next week, I think I'll do SNL this week.
Yes.
That's what he'll do.
Why wouldn't you want to, man?
And
there's no harm for him. Like, you do a bit of crack and meet some cool people and have...
But this is the thing.
Fun for a week.
Billionaires
coming up with funny stuff.
Doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
Going to Mars. And the other guy from Amazon, Jeff Bezos, or Bezos, however you say it, he's left Amazon now, apparently.
Oh, yeah?
And he's got some new thing. Well, he's like, I'm sure he's making all the money off. He just doesn't have to sit in the office all day. He's doing that Richard Branson thing where he's coming up with like rockets as well. They're onto rockets for some reason. They're like, how can I waste the most of money in the shortest amount of time? And he wants to do, because even Elon Musk is like sending people to Mars, whatever he's doing, he's pretending it's like scientific and like helping humanity. But Jeff Bezos wants to do a thing where they're like launch rockets for tourists, for space tourists. So you go up and like
to the moon.
So other richos, not even to the moon, just these ones where it's like, because you know what, where technically you're in space, because space doesn't.
Weren't
just
they
happen.
Already doing that?
They're trying to.
Okay.
No one's done it yet. You see, they haven't paid. There's a few people have paid, I think, just to go up on a thing, but it's to like do it commercially where you have like 20 people in a thing or something. So you do, because obviously, space doesn't just start at a specific point. It's like the atmosphere slowly fades away. So there's a point where you go up and you're like, I'm in space, and they come back down. So it's one of those like rockets, just
like a big massive roller coaster.
Well, literally, for people, they're going to spend. It's like 250 grand a pop.
Do they feel the zero gravity?
Yeah, you get a bit of 0 G on the way down.
Okay,
and then you're done.
Right.
So that's what they're doing with their money. That's billions of people.
How much would that cost? How much?
250 grand to go, apparently.
What?
This is what I mean. Richos, too much money.
I love that. I love that.
The planet's burning. Everyone's poor.
What are the poros doing?
The poros are watching them going, really? You couldn't just
give me
do you have that much money?
Yeah.
This is what you're doing. It's not even going to the moon or something. I could almost get that. But
it breaks my heart, man. They're building houses all over Ireland at the minute.
Yeah.
And they're all just being bought up by investment groups.
Yeah, by like buying all the states.
Being rented out to Irish people.
To whoever.
To whoever's living in Ireland. And it's a joke, man.
It's crazy.
All these people saying there isn't enough houses, and now they're just selling them to investment groups. Stupid.
Well, it's the government doing the thing of like, we don't build the houses. We let other people build the houses, and then they sell them. And now they're selling them not to people, but to giant vulture funds. Because they're like, again, like that spreadsheet thing. We're talking about the football teams and the Hollywood teams.
For them as
they
quickly
just
as possible.
go, Ireland's this, Ireland will never go below a certain value.
Yeah.
And that's the rent things, because they don't care about like, they're not going to deal with you individually about like, my rent's too high or I can't afford it this month. They're like, don't care. We don't care if 30% of them are empty. We just know that this is the main thing.
You're out.
Yeah.
You're out, son.
You're bloody out, son. And meanwhile, people are paying millions just to go on a rocket for 10 minutes to stay there in space.
Yeah.
Because that's it's
just ticking it off.
Just literally
to tick it off.
It's
the
like,
box.
do you remember there was a thing a few years ago? There was a famous photo of Mount Everest, and there was like a queue of people to get to the top.
Yeah.
There was this big scandal that there were like, because loads of people who weren't qualified were just paying to get brought up, and people were dying and stuff because there was literally a queue. It's so funny looking. It's like Mount Everest. We used to be like the most fabled like achievement of like a human to do, and there's a queue of people just waiting to go up and go, I'm at the top. Okay. Just next.
Get the helicopter to get me down.
Bring me down. And they're all, and the loads were dying because apparently it was like a death zone. So not the top is kind of calm, and obviously the bottom's calm, but there's a bit near the top where the weather's insane, where you're not supposed to spend very long at all if you come there, because it's like lethal and all the snow's loose. People were like queuing in it for like 3 hours and stuff. Guys were just dying, the bodies beside them. And you're like, So they didn't do that with space. So hopefully a few of them rockets blow up for the crack. And maybe we'll get to watch that. The entertainment will be like,
say hope now.
Well, not hope, but won't cry if it does happen. But yeah, richest man in the world. But that's what they're going to start.
Who is that though? That's
supposed to be Bezos, but then it went to be Musk, and now I don't know who it is now. See, they also have shares in their companies, exactly, and it's
like how close is your man Mark Zuckerberg or whatever his name is?
He's up there as well. He's like, it's just nonsense. It's not real. Like Gates got divorced. There is Billy Gates.
Oh, she's laughing.
Hope you had the prenup, son.
Yeah.
They were together a long time.
We want prenup. Yeah. We want prenup. Yeah.
I ain't saying she but she ain't messing with no broke Bill.
Laughing all the way to the bank.
It's funny, but you get that far in the game, like 25 years, and you're a billionaire. What? Come on, just see it out. What are you gonna do? What's he gonna do now?
Bill?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Tinder.
Vaccinate everybody. I know.
Jump on the
but
Tinder.
He's vaccinating people. What's he make computers? They all seem to want to do different things. Elon Musk does rockets. He wants to be on the telly.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos sold.
Well, Bill Gates vaccinating people, I guess, is a good thing.
Although he's getting loads of trouble there recently because there's a big push now in America. Well, no, at America, because obviously people in India, like, there's all horrible things happening, and there's like huge escalations and stuff. So loads of developing countries are like saying, please can we just get vaccines, or like make our own vaccines, or just tell us what's in them, because like we really kind of need them. And all the big companies make them like, no, sorry, because we want to make the money, we made it, so you gotta queue up. And then there's a thing of Bill Gates on the news.
That's not cool.
It's not Bill Gates on the news trying to explain why. He's like, well, you can't just make them in any factory, you need a special factory to do it, and the safety, and it's got to be the standard. You're like,
oh, what an ass.
Basically you want all the money, and there's a reason why. That's what these guys are like. And tell it,
so we won't be going to India anytime soon anyway.
I wouldn't say so. They have enough to be doing without dealing with the likes of you knocking around.
Well, that's true.
Causing trouble. What's going
on? Hi guys,
here, lads. Yeah. Any news?
Taking selfies at the Taj Mahal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
it's real quiet around here.
Yeah.
But it's going to go back to global warming has been the next thing, and they're going to be like, rich people will be telling you can't fly too much, and you shouldn't be eating so much meat. I am going on a rocket to space.
We're
using
eating steaks,
on the
steaks
moon,
on rocket ships,
burning like 10,000 gallons of jet fuel in like half a second just to go up and go, I'm in space. And you get that because you know when you do it with like actors who pretend to be astronauts, there's like, they call them the vomit rocket or something. They do with planes where if they fly in a certain way, like an up and down, and down, you get the 0G thing.
I was on one of those.
Oh, really?
Well, no, like not one of those, but it's called a 0G flight that you could do in Australia.
Yeah.
Where it brings you up in a plane, and then it just
goes
down so quickly.
You come up.
That you go, ooh.
What did it feel like?
They're floating in it.
It's good?
Yeah. But it's only for a second, like, and then
yeah. Can you mimic it with a car if you go over a hill? If you just like.
Oh, I have done a few times. Yeah. Those one, that's what I'm saying. Those one-man collisions I was in.
I've only had a few tips, but all my incidents have been at like incredibly low speeds. They're like 1 mile an hour. It's always like turning and like getting caught in a pillar or something like that when you're parking. No, you know those ones.
Give yourself a wide berth.
You do, well, you learn that for a long time now, but they were the only ones I had. Touch wood. But
Oh yeah.
seen the big ones. This is not real wood, by the way, so we're fucked.
Laminate.
It's compressed dust. But yeah, the billionaires, goddamn richos.
The richos
The
be
richos
richin'.
fight
The richos be richin'.
Eat the
and
richos.
The pooros be pouring.
Pooros be pouring, son. Pooros be watching that stuff. We do. Did you watch anything? We haven't done the what to watch next for a while.
No, man, because I was
Takes too
finishing
long.
off.
You're busy.
I was finishing off Walking Dead.
What?
I was got
Still
back into
watching
it.
that?
Got back into it, man.
Are they
and
still walking? Are they
they're
still dead?
Yeah, they are.
I tapped
it was
that
good,
long
man. But
time
like,
ago.
there was so many episodes in season 10. There's like 22 episodes
it's
inside.
not worth it.
And I was like, the first 16 were pretty good.
Do you
But
know
then the
the-
last 6 are just like setting up something, and it was just people not just
Yeah.
talking to each other, going, "Oh, I've had a rough time."
No, I
and
tapped
had
out of
my
that
main
one.
friends, but they're all dead now, and I had to stab them in the head. to
Yeah,
kill them.
that's the thing.
You know?
And there's nowhere to go. Everyone just dies and gets bitten, and
Yeah,
eventually.
but you know, at the last season of season 11, and that's coming out. so-
11?
yeah.
I thought you said you weren't going
No,
to
but
get into things.
I'd given up.
But you
I
should've
hadn't
given
watched
up.
Walking Dead in
Why?
ages.
Yeah.
Well, just like we'd nothing else, and I saw it was on Amazon.
Okay.
So we just, when we were flicking through, Grace, like
know-
my
you
wife
know what?
loves
We gave
that sort
up
of
on
stuff.
this.
She loves apocalypse stuff.
Oh, does she?
And anything that's end of the world, kind of, a meteor coming to
Is
blow
this
up.
just from living with you for too long? She's
Well,
just,
probably.
these are her. She's like, oh, imagine that. That'd be great, wouldn't it? If the world just ended and
Yeah.
your whole family got killed.
Oh God, please,
Yeah.
please let there be an Armageddon.
Did she ever say, I'll just stab you in the head, no problem, if you're a zombie?
She does. She says
She'd
that all the
hit you
time.
with a shovel so quickly.
There's times I've woken up.
There's
she's
any
standing
suspicion.
over me with a knife.
She was like, oh, I thought you were a zombie.
Morning.
Morning. Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Walking. No, I tapped out early. But I heard it became famous for doing that. It kind of took the piss with its fans that it was like set up all these twists or
Yeah.
someone's going to die and then they don't
So there's,
die. And then
there's a season 11, and
11?
which will be coming out.
That just
I'm
means
not sure
they're-
when it's coming out, but like I'll watch it now because I'm invested. And also,
Don't.
but they're also making a movie.
don't
Walking
they have
Dead
another
movie.
show as well? What are they going to do with that? Just walk back?
No, they got to keep going forward, man. There's no point in going back.
That's the thing with zombie. I think that only works good in the film zombies because the whole point is that like it's hopeless and eventually they kind of give up because there's nowhere to go unless you find some magical place where people live. But mostly they end
But
horribly.
they keep
because
finding magical places.
and then
They keep on getting.
turns out the
attacked
real
by
baddie
zombies.
is us all along.
Yeah,
it's always
yeah.
the people who turn or like you end up in the place where you go, this place is great. Why is everyone? Yeah, and you think it's like paradise, and then you realize they're all like eating each other or something.
Yeah.
There's always one
There's
of
all
those
mentlers out
Yeah,
there.
they're like we sacrifice the youngest every year to the zombies, and that's how we stay safe. And you're like, we gotta go. Oh god.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was, man. There was 3 good lands, basically. Like there was Hilltop, Alexandria, and another place. But I can lose track of them all. But I was just watching them
sounds
going. Just bring out. I just want to watch the zombies like going
Yeah.
mental, you know.
But that rarely
I want to
happens.
watch the action in it, but there was a lot of talking in those last
See,
6
they-
episodes. Were just like
Shipping it out. They say I think that's why I didn't like the show because they did the very first episodes. They had like huge, like hundreds of zombies, and, like tanks and people on horses and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then like the next few episodes were just like, yeah, we're on a road, and every so often one zombie will pop up and we have to run away. And then
Yeah.
let's talk.
The zombies
about
are so easy to kill.
it. Yeah,
as well.
just
Like,
push
they're
them off, and you're
Yeah.
like, you can just dodge them for like an hour. You're just like in a room.
Listen, man, I'm gonna watch it. I know I'm gonna watch it because I've watched it up to now.
It's like a metaphor, Graham. You are becoming a zombie, just trudging forward endlessly, mindlessly, in the hope of something, in the hope of some
I
brains.
think I'd love to be a zombie in the movie.
Oh, like playing one?
Yeah,
Or like-
yeah. Just the makeup and all, man. Every time I'm watching them, they're going, they must spend some serious amount of money on makeup.
Hours as well. Just
Like
being
literally
stuck.
hundreds of zombies all the time,
Yeah.
just there.
Do they use the same few? Maybe they just use the same few guys. They just like get them coming around the back or something.
Oh yeah, CGI them in.
CG, well, probably. It's always depressing. It's always disappointing.
Well, what did you watch, Joe?
I watched for a TV show. There's a good one I found that's on Amazon. I never heard of it before. Called Patriot, which is I really enjoyed it, and it was like it's like a black comedy, I guess you'd say. It reminded me of kind of like Succession,
Okay.
but kind of like about spies rather than about business. Not exactly like Succession, but kind of like that. The way that that's a very funny show, Succession, but it's not like loads of jokes. It's kind of the more it goes on, you kind of get to know the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And also like Succession, it has kind of a drama side to it. It's a bit kind of sad, inside, but in a good way. But it's about a guy who's a spy, who's almost like a kind of a Jason Bourne type, but it's like not really. But he gets sent by his dad's like the director of the thing, and his brother's like a politician. His dad kind of uses the two brothers to like they're trying to stop Iran getting a nuclear weapon or something.
Okay.
But he has to go on this mission, so he has to pretend to work at this pipe company, some big boring like bureaucratic kind of company where they make pipes to drill oil. So that's his cover to go in, but no one knows who he is there, and he has no support network. It's one of those spy things where he just has to go in, get a job there, kind of lie his way to get taken on this trip to Iran, and everything goes wrong. But it's very funny. It's very kind of offbeat. It's got a really good cast. The main guy I don't know. They're all kind of young people. But the guy, his dad is a guy called Terry O'Quinn, who's most famous for being in Lost. He was the guy Locke. Remember the guy, the bald, older guy?
Yeah.
Really good actor. And then your man's boss at work is brilliant. It's a guy, Kurtwood Smith, who was most famous for being the dad in the 70s show. Remember Red? Yeah.
From RoboCop.
RoboCop as well, I remember.
Yeah.
Who was like really good in RoboCop. He's like an evil villain.
Brilliant.
Bitches leave. That was his best so sinister in RoboCop, and then so funny in 70 Show. And this is really good. He's like your man's boss, who's like a real tough thing, and he's always making mistakes. But Patriot, I'd recommend it. 2 seasons, I think, is one of those shows where it got cancelled ahead of its time, but very good.
2 seasons is all.
Only, yeah.
Oh,
like
man.
one of these weird like prestige shows that no one ever watched. I think it was early days on Amazon. I think it's from 2017 or something. So before Amazon was very good at TV, or like was very good at promoting them.
Okay.
So it's like spent loads of money on. Like it's a beautiful looking show, and it's really well filmed and really well acted. But
did it have an ending?
It does. They obviously knew they were going to get cancelled because it's like 10 episodes the first season and 8 in the second. So that normally means they were like, wrap it up. But they knew they were getting to wrap it up. So yeah.
Well, that's good.
And then a couple of movies. I watched one.
Give us a movie to watch, will you?
The News of the World with Tom Hanks is actually very enjoyable.
Okay.
It's like a western. It's an unfortunate name on this side of the world because we all just think of the
newspaper,
the tabloid. But it's a kind of a western with Tom Hanks, and he is a guy who is an old veteran. He's kind of injured, but he goes from town to town reading the news. Apparently that's some old cowboy thing they used to do. He has like a little bag of newspapers, and he gets put in charge of transporting this like orphan home who's like been, everyone she knows has been killed, and she doesn't talk, and he's bringing her, the usual like western thing where he's to bring her to some town miles away through the Badlands, and they're in a little wagon and everything goes wrong. But it's really good, just a solid movie. Tom Hanks doing well. Directed by, again, the guy who directed loads of the Bourne movies.
Okay. And
that United 93 film with the 9/11 thing.
Yeah.
But very different to all them, because like there's no like shaky fights or anything like that, or shaky camera. It's a real just solid, well-made film. And then good comedy I watched just last night. There's a new kind of cartoon film on Netflix called The Mitchells versus the Machines. Okay. Which is very enjoyable. Kiddie, but very watchable for anyone. It's the guys, I think it's a different director, but it's the guys produced it who did like the first Lego movie, and that's cool Spider-Man, just the Into the Spider-Verse film. Yes. So very like that, like fun, colourful animation, really good voice cast. It's like a family, like bickering family who become like the last family on Earth, because speaking of tech, an Alexa type thing, it's like some version of it in the film. The guy who runs the company is going to get rid of it, so the thing freaks out and like takes over the world, and this sets up this like robot apocalypse.
Like
Skynet's the whole world, and then they're the last schlubby family kind of left. They're almost like kind of National Lampoons kind of guys. Okay, but very well done, because I watched a couple of ones that were more famous and they weren't very good, so I don't want to recommend them. But I don't want to give out a bit to neither, because it's
there's a movie with the guy from Creed in it that came out the other day.
Yeah,
I'd have a look at it.
It's supposed to be good, but then it didn't get good reviews. It's Without Remorse.
Oh yeah,
it's like the Tom Clancy things. Like the Splinter Cell and stuff. But yeah, it looks the trailer looked deadly, but a lot of people said it was like it was kind of like
just a bit meh.
What's that, like Olympus Has Fallen, like Jared Butler style kind of stuff. It's a bit,
it's not bad.
No, but good. But I think they thought it was going to be because he's kind of a cool dude star, but worth a watch probably.
I'm going to watch that for next week, and then I'm going to have my pitch, and then I'll let you know.
We're halfway there. Ghost Toaster. What was it?
Ghost Toaster. Yeah, it was
Ghost Revenge.
The Haunted Toaster.
Revenge. Haunted Toaster. Look, Netflix, we're coming for you.
Revenge Ghost.
Revenge Ghost. That is a name. You click on that. Imagine scrolling. You're scrolling in Netflix.
Yeah.
While we watch. No.
Revenge Ghost.
No. Revenge Ghost.
This is a ghost out for revenge.
Yeah, I know. I literally know what's going on here. Let's give this 10 minutes. And then, you know what? 4 days later, you're just still going.
Huge.
In deep. It's in. Okay, Revenge Ghost for next week. Okay. Excellent. Good work, Graeme.
Good work, Joe.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Week.
See you next time.
Worth it.
Joe, Graeme, Joe.
The Graeme and Joe Show. 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 The Graeme and Joe Show.
See you later, guys.
Tune in next week.
It's been great. It's been beautiful.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself.
Adieu. Bye-bye. The Graeme and Joe Show.
That's good. That's probably a good